Kumea Shorter-Gooden, Chief Diversity Officer and Associate Vice President. When I was in 8th grade, I was recruited and given a full scholarship to attend Madeira, which is a private girls' prep school in Northern Virginia, in McLean. And in fact, one other girl and I integrated the school. This was 1966. The racism was not generally overt, but I certainly had to deal with stereotypes, bias, marginalization, like in my modern European history class, the depiction of African people as less than human. I attended Princeton University, and this was in the second year that Princeton had women. It was 1970. The challenges were more socio-emotional. There were very few women at Princeton at the time, a couple of hundred black students out of a student body of 5,000. And basically, I had to figure out how to survive emotionally in a very old boy, Southern feeling, conservative, elitist environment. It was a time of great activism, so for many of us, a sense of greater purpose is what helped us to survive. The notion that we were going to make a difference in the world, in our communities, that we were going to give back to our communities, I think really helped to sustain me and others and to help us to kind of trudge through what was in many ways a pretty alienating environment. What I had not learned, and I still struggled with at Princeton, was how to avail myself of resources. What I'd learned in high school was, well, if I work hard and do it, I'll get through it. And I had a lot of attention and good contact with faculty. But I hadn't figured out that at the college level, you've got to know how to ask for help. So one of the things that I had to learn through my college years was nobody can do it on their own. Everybody needs to ask for help. A lot of times if you're not doing well, it's not simply because the material is hard, it's because the environment may not be conducive. And so you have to figure out ways to create an environment, study groups, support groups, talking with people about what you're experiencing, doing that extra step of talking to a professor. I was a pretty shy person. It was hard for me to go knock on a faculty member's door, hard for me to go even when office hours were posted. That's the kind of thing that is so important. And it's not only important in terms of getting through that course, but it's also important in terms of forming the kind of connections that can lead to internships and jobs. It's the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, and my primary mission or job is to provide leadership guidance, resources to the university at large around implementing our strategic plan for diversity, which is a very ambitious plan that addresses issues of recruitment, retention of student, staff, faculty, leadership, opportunities for student, staff, faculty. It addresses issues related to education. Are we educating all of our students to be culturally competent? The climate for student, staff, faculty, and we're not just talking about for people who are ethnic minorities, but also women, who are sexual minorities, ability minorities, religious minorities, and so forth. It addresses research and scholarship and community engagement. What I'd say is, remember why you're here. I think a sense of mission, purpose is really key in helping to navigate, especially when, we're struggling academically, we're struggling emotionally. For many of us, we're here not just for ourselves, we're here because we're part of a family, we're part of an extended family, we come from a community, we may come from a church or a mosque, and so we're often here serving a broader community, and our success is really a success for that broader community. So I think it's important to remember that.